Welcome back. With just 3 days to go now until the presidential inauguration, President-elect Donald Trump's pick to run the Department of Homeland Security is answering to lawmakers on Capitol Hill. We're talking about South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem defending her capability to lead key agencies that, keep in mind, will be critical in Trump's mass deportation plan. Listen to this.
The challenges in front of us are extremely significant, and we must secure our borders against illegal trafficking and immigration. We must safeguard our critical infrastructure to make sure that we're protected against cyber attacks, respond to natural disasters, and also terrorism. Border security must remain a top priority. As a nation, we have the right and the responsibility to secure our borders against those who would do us harm.
CBS News political correspondent Caitlin Huey-Burns joins us now from Capitol Hill. Caitlin, Noem is going to play a significant role, not just in the administration, but Trump's sweeping immigration plans. How, in the way she's answered questions, are we getting a sense of how exactly she'll do that?
Yeah, we know immigration is going to be the priority for this incoming administration. And, you know, Errol, this is a massive job. It's a big agency. It not only oversees the border and border security, but also oversees things like natural disasters, oversees FEMA, which we know is a critical agency as well. So a lot of these questions have been focused, as you can imagine, on the border. And what's significant about Noem is she will be the face, for better or for worse, of the administration's immigration policies. Now, Trump has appointed a separate border czar, Tom Homan, to be in charge of the mass deportation plan. Remember, that was a central tenet of his campaign. He wants to implement that starting on day one and has appointed Homan to oversee that. That's not a Senate-confirmed position, which also signals the way in which that position could be controversial. But Noem will essentially assume the face of the immigration policies, which will include the mass deportation policies. You may remember during the first Trump administration, Kristi Noem was the Secretary of Homeland Security and was the face of the child separation at the border and received a lot of criticism for that. So this is going to be a big job. Really, this hearing so far, Errol, has been pretty subdued. You actually heard several Democratic lawmakers from northern states like Michigan and New Hampshire asking about securing the northern border, which was interesting. But as you can imagine, Republicans have been laser focused on border security and have really used this hearing also to lay in their criticisms of the current HHS Secretary Mayorkas.
That's right. And previously, Nielsen was effectively fired from her role after the controversy surrounding family separation exploded. So this is a role that comes with challenges. Can you give us a sense of what might happen next week? I know there's more folks lined up.
That's right. We have a couple of cabinet positions confirmed so far for confirmation hearings, but we're also expecting some of these nominees to actually be confirmed by the Senate next week. We know on Monday, for example, Pete Hegseth is expected to have his committee hearing. He's expected to get through that hearing committee process and then go on to the full Senate. And essentially, by next week, we could have some of these nominees confirmed by the full Senate and then, essentially put into action. That kind of goes on par with previous presidents, although Biden at this time was lacking in terms of how many he had confirmed during that first week. Trump has made clear that he wants nominees confirmed as quickly as possible. He has a majority of Republican support in the Senate to try to fast track those nominations, or at least get them through to the confirmation process, the final process. But it's also notable, Errol, that Trump, made a play soon after he was elected to announce his nominees at a really rapid pace. Remember, before Thanksgiving, he had all of his nominees for those cabinet positions and administration positions already announced so that they could start that process. But basically, as you heard in the hearing today, as you've heard all week, these nominees are saying they want to get to work on day one. So look for January 20th on Monday, when the president-elect is inaugurated. We could have some news coming, at least at the committee level, from some of these other nominees. Another person that we're looking to see when he is scheduled, of course, is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. That will be the next kind of controversial pick. Some of these others next week and some of these others later this week have been pretty non-controversial, Errol.
All right, Monday will be significant. Caitlin Huey-Burns, thank you so much. Make sure you bundle up because it will be chilly there in D.C. as well. Great to chat with you.